What's up? It's been a while. I just wanted to make a quick update video about what's been going on in my life and especially what's happened to the S10. So, the S10. Man, I had big plans for that thing. So, the summer I was working on it, I feel like I got it running good finally. And I was getting ready to take it to my grandpa's, well, my wife's grandpa, but I call him grandpa. Anyway, he has built like hot rods and has been a car guy through and through his whole life. And he's got the tools and the knowledge to like make this thing look awesome. So I was getting ready to take it to his house. I had bought paint and we were gonna fix the body and paint it. It was this really cool modern gray color. Anyway, it was running well in the summer and it was October when we were getting ready to go out there. It's about an hour drive, so I wanted to make sure that the truck was still good. And I took it out for a drive. It's starting to get cold in October and I didn't make it out of the neighborhood. And I was like, ugh, this sucks. And in fact, it completely broke down in front of a neighbor's house a couple blocks away. And it would not start again. And I walked home and was like, I thought this thing was good and it's not. So anyway, I actually bought another truck, an old Nissan Titan that actually works. And we went to tow it home and it had a ticket on it. So I never registered it to my name and technically it was parked on the street, not being registered. So I had a ticket on it and I said it was going to get towed. And we actually arrived a couple days after the deadline where they said it was going to get towed. So kind of lucky there. We towed it home with like, man, it was so janky. Luckily it was just in a neighborhood, but all I had was like old 1-inch ratchet straps. And so we just like went around the Titan's hitch and then hooked onto something and just idled home, like did not press the gas at all. Anyway, made it home, parked it in front of my house on the street again, and I thought maybe in the future we can figure it out, but apparently it doesn't work in the cold. A couple months went by and it was still there, but then I looked out the window and there was a cop car and a tow truck up front, and they were hooking up my truck and towing it away. And I was like, okay, either I can claim it and like go buy it back from the impound or whatever, pay all this extra money for the tickets, have that on my record, and you know, whatever. And it just didn't seem worth it at the time. It wasn't running. I was super frustrated, and so I just let them take it, and that was that. But you know, it like just super sucks because like that was my first truck in general, but it also introduced me to like the small truck world, and I'm not obsessed, but I'm like, small trucks are awesome now. And so yeah, just kind of a bummer. Maybe someday I'll be able to figure something out again, but man, I don't know if I ever want to mess with a Chevy TBI again. That was frustrating. Seems like working on a carburetor would have been way easier. Anyway, so that's what happened to the S10. Pretty big bummer. There's a new truck coming out in a year or so called the Slate, which to me is like the modern interpretation of what an S10 would be like. It's an electric truck, fully like customizable into so many different things. That would be, you know, a fun dream truck as like a third vehicle, you know, because it's only got the single cab. And anyway, that would be cool. Maybe someday. Anyway, yeah, this past year especially has been really tough. I have like 4 or 5 videos filmed that I started editing, and then I just get so bogged down in the edit. I made another chessboard. That's like my most successful video on this channel. Over 300,000 views, which is crazy. Actually, one of my S10 videos is my second most at over 150,000. Like, what? But I made another chessboard. I started framing my own basement. Like, I have several videos filmed and I just get so bogged down in the edit and there's tons of excuses why, but two big ones are kids. They get in the way of a lot of things, and YouTube is just an extra thing for me right now. Anyway, I'm rambling. There's a million excuses to not make a video, but I should make them. But let me know. Is anyone interested? That's stupid to ask. Anyway, peace out.